Hi guys, I'm back up here with another message for the rise of the masculine and feminine. We're going to combine them together on this video here. Remember, all messages and readings and things of that nature are not for all. They're for some. Take what you need and leave the rest. As well as we got that slot open for personal readings. If you feel guided or interested in purchasing one of those, you can DM me. We can get you set up. Come fuck with your girl, okay? So how the reading is going to go, no cards or anything, is straight channeling, okay? So we got a message from the divine, or what the divine kind of like showed me today. And we'll just go off of that, okay? All right, so once again, take what you need and leave the rest, as well as drop a comment down below. Love to hear from you guys. It's going to start the discussion, as well as it's going to share these vids, man. Let's get this divine knowledge out here for the collective so we all can get on one accord, y'all. This is all day here. Anyways, let's keep moving forward, okay? So the message we got is from Bruce Lee. So a quote from Bruce Lee. I seen this online. I believe his name's Q. Check him out. But it kind of really inspired me with the message to really speak on this little quote by Bruce Lee here that he posted up. It is, pain will leave once it is done teaching you, okay? That's the message, okay? Let's read it one more time. Pain will leave once it is done teaching you, right? By Bruce Lee, right? Okay, so what is being stated here in these moments in time? I feel like in these moments in time as a collective, we're in this position of really being stretched, really feeling very uncomfortable with our circumstances, feeling uncomfortable with what we are experiencing in these current moments in time. Some of us is going through some Five of Pentacles moments. This could be like Dark Night of the Souls, asked out type of energy here. Or you're just in a space, in a whole new world like Aladdin. So you're learning some new shit, right? But when it comes to learning things new, and when it comes to experiencing new things, you know, that shit could be frustrating, right? So when it comes to really grinding and really shifting and really growing in your life, you're going to have to be able to withstand those birthing pains here, right? Pain will leave once it is done teaching you, right? What Bruce Lee's talking about, right? So this is that energy here where you're going to have to be able to withstand the birthing pains of your manifestations or your development, your evolution, right? So being a divine feminine, right, or a divine masculine, or whatever you're trying to do, right? Trying to elevate your life, right? Doesn't matter if you're feminine or masculine or not, or anything like that. It has to do with you really being able to withstand, right? To be the best version of yourself. You're going to constantly die to yourself, metaphorically, over and over and over, and become a new creature, kind of a death and rebirth, or a death and resurrection moments. You're going to constantly have that. You're going to constantly shed old versions of yourself, right? But when it comes to shedding old versions of yourself, there's a level of pain, there's a level of suffering, there's a level of humiliation that comes with that. That's a sign with that, especially when it comes to you really in this position of wanting to elevate your life, in this position of ascending, doing more with your life than what the average Joe does. When you sign that dotted line, you're signing up for humiliation. You're signing up for pain. You're signing up for suffering. You're signing up for obedience, sacrifice, determination, things of that nature, right? This is that energy when you're in this position, right? Where you decide to go in the opposite direction that the collective goes. It's going to take more work. It's going to take more grind. It's going to take more sacrifice and dedication to get to where you're trying to go. Because you're not going the normal route as everybody. You're not going the normal way that the average Joe goes, right? This is that energy. You're really getting it out the mud. So this is that energy when it comes to pain, when it comes to suffering. Instead of looking at those, I want to say attributes, right? Attributes as, or concepts as feelings, emotions. Would those be patient? No, I don't want to say feelings, emotions, because you can feel pain emotionally, but it can come in all forms. But just those concepts, you're gonna have to be okay with that. You're gonna have to be able to withstand that, okay? So that being said, half of the world, the average Joe in the world, runs away from their problems. They run away from their pain, or try to disguise themselves or protect themselves from feeling pain. But remember the quote we talked about, right? Pain will leave you once it is done teaching you, right? So that being said, like we've been saying so far in this reading, is when it comes to ascension, when it comes to changing, when it comes to growing, you're going to have to withstand those birthing pains as you're becoming the best version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand, you ain't gonna become wise, or you ain't gonna become so connected with yourself without putting no wands in, or without feeling no pain, suffering, sacrifice, right? Let some shit go. You know what I'm saying? God ain't gonna bless you with those attributes without you working for those attributes to place within them, within yourself, right? Like I've always talked about on this platform, the best way you can start out really building yourself and really expanding yourself is make that vision. I don't want to say you can make a vision board, but affirmations is a big thing. When was it? 2019, kind of beginning of 2020, but more like all 2019. My whole fucking bedroom wall was filled with sticky notes of just affirmations of shit that I'm was writing to myself. And I would once in a while, you know, casually read them bitches to myself. Go over there and read it to myself and feed it to myself. Eventually, I started to embody those characteristics that I wrote down. I am strong. I am wise. I am secure. I am safe. I am confident, etc., right? Started to mold the individual that I was trying to be. You know what I'm saying? The individual that you see here today was molded into. I created this, right? So this is that energy here. But when it comes to creation, right, it takes time. It takes patience. It takes dedication, right? Right? It takes nurturing, right? It also takes pain. It takes suffering. It takes humiliation as well. You know what I'm saying? So this is really a really good energy to see, because you got to understand where you hurt at, you learn from. Let me say that shit again. Where you hurt at, you learn from, right? So that being said, when you feel pain, you want to know, why am I feeling this? So I can get rid of this, right? So you're not just going to put a Band-Aid and just allow it to still sting. You're going to want to really work on that. You know what I'm saying? Heal your motherfucking self, basically. So this is that energy when it comes to pain. Pain is here to teach you, right? Pain goes away when it's done teaching you. When you've gotten the lesson from your pain, that's when the pain stops. That's why I always say we sit within our pain until it doesn't hurt anymore. We're not talking about stopping in our pain. We're not talking about becoming numb. No, we allow it to sting until it doesn't hurt anymore. Hence, pain will leave once it is done teaching you. Right? So this is that energy here. It's a bigger picture. You have to understand when it comes to your pain and your suffering and the humiliation that you've experienced in your life so far in these moments in time, in any aspect of your life, it's a part of your testimony. It's being written in your testimony, right? Sorry. Anyways, it's being written in your testimony. You know what I'm saying? So this is the energy here where it's creating that new version of you. To even mold that new version of you, we talked about it. You're going to have to implant that in yourself. You're going to have to be patient with yourself. You're going to have to nurture that within yourself. Nurture yourself. You're going to have to feel that pain. You're going to have to feel that suffering, that humiliation, and watch it fucking grow. Think about it. Like, really think about a farmer and when they're planting crops and shit. You think that shit's easy work to do? Like, really think about it. Plowing your fucking land and shit, right? And putting your seeds in. Making sure you're watering your shit, right? That takes hard work. It takes hard work to do that. That's equivalent to you working on yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's equivalent to you building the version of yourself that you want to build. Right? So this is that energy here where it's easier to deal with other people. It's easier to be distracted in the world. It's harder to deal with your own self and your own attributes and your own, I want to say, internal demons, your own internal woes, right? The shit that you don't let people see. Yeah, that right there. That shit is harder to deal with than anything else outside of you. You know what I'm saying? So it takes a certain level of strength, a certain level of accountability, a certain level of awareness to be able to deal with yourself on that level. Because you got to understand, like D Boom would say, 70% of the world are karmic. So 70% of the world ain't going to get that one-on-one with self. You know what I'm saying? Many are called, but few are chosen. You know what I'm saying? So this is that energy when it comes to your life. How bad do you want to change your life? Remember, we've said it here on this platform before. It takes 1 year to change your life drastically. It takes just 1 year. 1 year. And your life will look totally different than what it looks like right now. But what are you willing to do within that 1 year? 365, right? To make those changes happen in your life. What are you willing to do to shift your life and your circumstances in your life? What are you willing to do in that period of feeling that stretched energy, feeling that intense energy? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to create in those moments that you feel that intense energy? When you feel uncomfortable. Because when you feel uncomfortable, right, it's probably the best way or the best route you need to go. You know what I'm saying? Because what does discomfort create? It creates awareness. It keeps you on your toes, right? And when you're in a space of discomfort, what energy are you in? Survival, right? Sink or swim, right? So this is that energy here in these moments in time. Even when you deal, or I don't want to say deal, even when you achieve what you are wanting, right? Or whatever you're going for in life, that differs for everybody, right? You're going to have to set another goal. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to set something else. You're going to have to do bigger. You're going to have to want more. You're going to have to shift more. You know what I'm saying? Just because you achieve what you want, motherfucker, there's life after that. You're going to have to maintain that motherfucker. Right? Just because you got it, you're going to have to maintain it. Right? Because you can easily lose it. Right? This is that energy here in these moments in time. Right now, what we're learning right now is the ability to see our abilities. What we are learning right now is to, in this period of uncomfort or discomfort, yeah, that's the word, discomfort, intense, feeling stretched, right? You are learning what abilities you have within that space, in that cocoon stage, while you being in this cocoon. And when it comes to being in this cocoon, especially dealing with yourself in a spiritual sense, especially dealing with yourself because you know what maturity is, right? Maturity is just how much have you experienced really spiritually, right? So that being said, how much has the soul grown, right? That's what maturity is, right? That's why you see a lot of grown-ass kids out here, or, you know what I'm saying, mature younger adults. It's how it all depends on how much has the soul grew. You know what I'm saying? So this is that energy as you're going through your soul's ascension, right? You're starting to see your abilities under pressure. Boom. Yeah, under pressure. It's a beautiful energy. We're learning a lot right now, especially as we grow and we experience and we start to learn ourselves more on a deeper level. You know what I'm saying? We're starting to really unlock layers of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So when you're going down these different doors, opening these different doors, or going down these different pathways in your life, you're starting to learn more about who you are, right? So this is that energy. If I could say this, if I can give you an example of what this energy would be for me. For me personally, it's on a worldly level, but you know, I used to not really fuck with people like my personal preference back when I was doing karmic shit. You know what I'm saying? Was like dreadhead people and shit like that. I didn't really like, I was like, he got dreads, that's a no. Like, you know what I'm saying? It used to be a thing for me, right? Until like, or like men with like hairy chests and shit like that, right? With hair on their chest. Those used to be like very pet peeves of mine, until the more that I grow on these ascension processes and experience life and shit like that. What God do? Give me a twin that got dreads and fucking hair on his chest, right? And I love the shit out of this man, right? So this is that energy here where it's like where you be thinking that your preferences come from you. They really come from the world. I feel like in these moments in time, we're starting to learn about our preferences, right? And coming into an awareness that a lot of the shit that we've grown up within, or like grown up in and developed over time, weren't from you personally. It was from the world, right? So a lot of this shit comes from just self-discovery. You know what I'm saying? Self-discovery. And yeah, anything else for us? But if I want to wrap this reading up, because we're going to wrap this up, because I don't think there's any more for this reading. The dominant energy here for us is really understanding our abilities under pressure. Our abilities when we feel that our back is against the wall, when we feel stretched, when we feel a sense of discomfort. Because remember, we talked about is discomfort creates awareness. I'm pretty sure when you're uncomfortable, you're in an uncomfortable situation, you are aware of everything around you. Okay? So it creates awareness. 2, it creates, you tap into that survival instincts, right? So that sink or swim, right? That's where you start to really see who you are. So right now, y'all, what we're doing is learning who we are, and it might come in the form of pain. It might come in the form of suffering. It might come in the form of sacrifice. It might come in the form of birthing pains, but it's helping you become the best you. Okay? All right, I think I'm going to leave it there. Remember, all messages are not for all, they're for some. Take what you need and leave the rest. As well as we got that slot open for personal readings. If you feel guided or interested in purchasing one of those, you can DM me. We can get you set up. Come fuck with your girl, okay? As well as drop a comment down below. Love to hear from you guys. It's going to start the discussion. As well as it's going to share these vids, man. Let's get these vids out here for the collective so we all can get this divine knowledge out here for the collective, okay? I want y'all to have a good night. Stay up and bye-bye.